Hey Simon, haven't met you, haven't seen you for a long time, man. And I see you're good, so happy for you. And everybody, welcome to this Oak Mountain Capital's private community interview with Simon today. And we're going to talk about a little bit about trading software. So, how about you, Simon? Could you maybe share your experience? Maybe you start with that, like when did you actually start the software in the first place?
Yeah. So I started with the software back in October. I remember when you reached out to me beginning of last year, telling me about the amazing opportunity. I was a bit skeptic and conservative, sounded too good to be true. So I said like, okay, let's wait half a year, show me your results, and then we get going. I think then in August, September, you showed me the results, and I was like, okay, like just take my money, like put it somewhere, like let's get started. You told me then actually to hold up a bit because there was a new whole software suite that AP was bringing out. Yeah, you helped me set up my trading account. Was all the
Sorry,
in
1 sec, it a little bit lagged. Can you maybe could just repeat maybe? Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, back in September, then you helped me set up the trading account, and then in middle of October, AP launched their new software suite with Variable as the first software. And yeah, so you helped me get started there. The setup was super easy. Like the tutorial videos are beyond amazing. So it's rather quick to set it up, connect it to your trading account, and then yeah, I think October 20th I pushed the trade button on Sunday evening, and I immediately saw the first trades coming in, and yeah, so 3.5 months nearly that I'm now trading with yeah, AP, and thanks to you.
Okay, yeah, that's super nice, man. I mean, I think the viewers, what they really want to see is like what has actually happened with this account in this like 3.5 month period. So maybe let's get inside the most exciting thing. Maybe you can share your screen and let's just check like what trades have the software taken, and let's see what the like final results have been.
Perfect, of course. So yeah, so this is my VPS. So where you connect in your AP backend, and you can basically set up everything there. As you can see here, 20th of October, it started immediately, like some trades. I follow guidelines from the videos. So Dazan is a super amazing guy who developed a variable. So he has a weekly call where you can just follow his ideas, and in the Telegram chat he also like shares those ideas later. So I followed his guidelines. I choose the currency pairs that he recommended, and yeah, as you can see here, the results are quite amazing. It immediately started taking trades. There's a few that are in minus, but then again, like the later the week goes, you see here some really nice on a, I think, 6,000 euro account back then. So you made like, I don't know, 100 euros a week, basically consistently. Then those were a bit more aggressive settings. I had then a chat with Carl, and he was like, hey, like take it a step down, like it can backfire quite a lot. So I changed the settings. It took a bit more trades, but smaller ones. So it was really nice to see, and the development has been great. Variable itself is a bit more aggressive software, I would take, because it takes trades right away when you start. It doesn't look at where the market is going. So before the US elections, where the market usually gets a bit more volatile, I agreed with Eric that I will switch to GearBox, which then was released and was a bit more conservative. So yeah, shortly before election week, I switched to that, and you can see this later here. Gearbox is a more conservative software that takes less but bigger trades. So you see here, there were then a couple of trades that actually have a bit larger volume, and yeah. And as I said, like Gearbox is a software that looks a little bit at the market and decides when is the right point to jump in. Before election week, the market calm, so it didn't took that many trades in my second week of trading with GearBox. And then I made a fatal mistake that cost me a big lesson to be learned. I thought, okay, I want to see more trades. I wanted to see this action going on the account. I got impatient a little bit, and I started to choose a bit more aggressive settings. And yeah, like we say, karma is a bee. Like it came around right in election week. Usually Gearbox takes trades around Tuesday evening when the market was a bit in action, and it recognizes the trends where it's going. But then with the aggressive settings, right, Monday morning, the first trades were coming in. I was like, okay, that's going to be an amazing week. The first day was pretty good. It immediately closed out some trades in profit, but then election hit market, and it brought me into a huge drawdown in like, I think 4 currency, which led me to a long like dry road of just getting out of this drawdown. I have to say, Gearbox did an amazing job. Like the software is really well equipped to not let you lose money. It fights and brings you back into the market and gets out of the drawdown. But it was my mistake. I choose way too aggressive settings. I'm still like suffering from one of those trades. If you can see here, the Swiss franc JPY trade is going like rather good now, but it took overall 5 trades to get me out of there. But overall, I can say, to not blab too much around right now as well, in 3.5 months, I made nearly 1,000 euros in profit, which, taking into account that I basically wasn't trading for 2 months because of the big drawdown and just waiting for the software to get me out of there, I think the results are really amazing. Super thankful to Carl to bring me into this. And now that I learned my lesson, I listen to the weekly calls, not only from the developers, but also from Steve, who is the market analyst and has super years of experience. So I listen to their calls, I adjust my settings accordingly, and I'm super hyped for 2021 to bring more in.
Okay. That's still nice profits. I mean, I remember we like, for your account, we actually, because it's a bigger account, we put, I think, the most conservative settings, and then like little bit to tweak them. But yeah, I mean, that's probably why the profit hasn't been so huge. But I mean, at the same time, it keep you like protected in like 2 huge drawdowns. I mean, what could have happened if you would have had like 2 or 3 times more aggressive settings, right? So as I tell everybody is that because GearBox is running on daily time frame, that means it's like it doesn't take trades all the time. But when it takes it, there are like swing trades. They can last even multiple weeks. But as I tell everybody, patience is the key. So be very patient. And like, I think with Simon also, like in the beginning, we a little bit like panicked, and we actually closed few trades in minus because we like just did our own technical analysis, and we were like, oh no, like the market will not go that way. It's completely wrong. And what happened next day is like, I think these trades like hit the take profit, and like we would have made, I think, 2 times more profit than the loss that we took. So yeah, that's the key lesson. Yeah, that's the key lesson. I think everybody who uses this software, like, really be patient, let the software do the work. If you have the right settings, if you listen to these experts and the developer every weekend, go to Telegram and really at least check the recap if you don't have time to go to the live call or look at the recording of the live call, but just look at the recap, like what do they say about the next week settings, and then change them. And yeah, I think like Simon, what would you say, like how much time per week do you really take to manage this software, and what do you like do? Like,
yeah. So I think what you said is super good. I think it's super important in the beginning to maybe spend a bit more time on it, to watch through the setup videos, to not only follow step by step what the developer tells you to do, but also to try to understand how the software works. I think for me, like the especially the initial GearBox videos are super important to understand that this is a software that like you will not push start on a Sunday evening when the market opens and you will see immediately trades. You will see here, and I can share this quickly on the experts tab, like the software is actively doing stuff all the time. It works in the background, analyzes the market basically, and then it will just enter the trades that are profitable for your settings and positive for your settings. While as with variable, you choose your currency pairs, you push the start button, and the moment the market opens, it immediately starts taking trades. It has its advantages and disadvantages. I choose to stay with GearBox right now because it showed me that it's quite sustainable and quite good for my risk awareness. But what I do in a weekly basis is basically sitting down. I have every Sunday afternoon. I just sit down, look at the Telegram chats, what the developers recommend. I usually look at the YouTube videos next to it and just scroll through the points where I think interesting topics are mentioned. So I would say an hour a week, maybe, to set up my 2 accounts that I have. I think if you have only one software and really basic, half an hour, 40 minutes to go through everything, to understand what the developer thinks about the next week, to say, understand where the market is going next week. Will there be like big economical news that could have impact or not? So the recaps in the Telegram chat are super useful to decide also which pairs not to trade that week. But yeah, I would say half an hour to an hour a week. And yeah, in effectively 1.5 months trading, I made more than 10%. So I'm really happy.
Oh yeah, I mean, compared to like many like standard investments, what they offer people, I mean, 10% in like under 4 months, it's quite an amazing, I would say. And yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we have all different results. Like if you check out like Market Hackers community on Facebook, you can see like all the people who are using these softwares. And I mean, some people do some crazy amounts, but I'm not going to talk about it. I think like average, if you like tune it a little bit, then you could get like around 10% monthly. And if you like want to be super conservative, but the most conservative settings, then it depends like what the market conditions are. Of course, the results are not always, it's not always like, I mean, it's never the same every month because it depends how the market moves. That's how the software takes trades. And yeah, but I mean, like with conservative, we can expect around I think 3 to 6%. The most conservative settings 3 to 6% monthly on average, but it completely depends. I mean, sometimes you get with conservative also 10%, and they're like, woohoo!
I think my personal idea is, and why I started doing this is, I think my target is something between like ending up somewhere between 5 and 10% a month, and this is something that I just want to keep going for like a really long time to profit from the compound interest, and just in like maybe 3, 4, 5 years have something where I can say, okay, this is nearly at the level where I make in a month just with trading the same amount that I get from my normal day job, and I can get a bit more freedom with this and be more relaxed about certain things. So for me, this is a long like this is not a short sprint. This is a marathon for me where I want to see like I mean, I'm right now in my early 30s. So once I'm like maybe in my late 30s, beginning 40s, where I can say, okay, now I have this thing that's built up for a long time ago. I don't need to invest myself every month part of my salary in there. It just grows itself, and that's something where I can get some financial freedom for the long run. I think it's way better than any pension fund you can invest into nowadays.
Absolutely. I think it's slow and steady wins the race always. And yeah, it's like a marathon.
Definitely.
I mean, in school we were taught about compound interest. Like some people have forgot what it is, but actually that's the most basic principle of wealth generating, like how you can build up wealth in time is like if you have an investment, and it grows every year, then you don't take out this profit. You let it, leave it on the account, and you let it compound. So your like 10% monthly becomes bigger, 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 and eventually, your 10,000 has went to maybe I don't know, some extraordinary amounts. So yeah, and I think this interview is already pretty going pretty long, so we wanted to keep it very short. So I mean, maybe the final question would be like, of course, like if someone who doesn't know about Forex, there's a possibility to start with a demo account. I know many of my friends who started with demo account. Actually, what they told me was like that, like, man, if I would have started 1-2 months earlier without demo, I would have made all these profits. But I mean, still, if you don't know nothing about Forex, then many people, even if you start using robots, what people like to do is push the button. So start manually trading, and that's where the risk is, because like most people on Forex and in trading manually who trades, they lose, right? So I mean, we have seen with the software extraordinary results, around 80, 75, 80% win ratios, for some even more. So I mean, it's super. But for the final question, like, would you recommend like a new person who hasn't never traded, touched Forex market? Would you recommend these like trading tools, this Forex trading software tools to help them start, like get started and actually start to make profits? Like, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I think I personally would recommend it to a lot of people. I talk in the office a little bit about this as well, and have already some interest from people like, okay, like can you show me what that is? I would say though you have to do it under one condition. Listen to what Carl Eric is telling you and what the guys who actually know what they're doing are telling you, and don't get emotional. Like I think and impatience is the worst traits that a trader can have. So stay calm and listen, and you don't need any experience if you just follow what guys with tens of years of experience tell you basically for free every week on those calls, that you can not only look at live, but you get the recaps in a written form, and you can revisit them on YouTube. So it's just even despite the money that you can earn, just the knowledge that you get by listening to those calls, it's already like enriching you, and getting some money out of it is a nice side effect.
Absolutely. And I mean, like today, like I think in beginning of January or something like this, the AP actually launched this IRO trading indicator as well. This is now not like a robot which actually places trades for you, but I mean, like many people who actually didn't know anything about trading, this like also the developer is on board, and he teaches right now 8 strategies. So I mean, like it's amazing what this like people who didn't know how to trade, what they're achieving actually. And but this is more like for people who actually like have free time, because it means that from like Wednesday to Friday, from in the morning and in the afternoon, like 3 hours each, you should go to live like trading calls on Zoom, and you can actually copy what the experts are doing. But I mean, like, yeah, it takes time. So this is not for people who actually like are very busy. And yeah, but just wanted to add at this that there are multiple possibilities, not only like this like more passive trading software, where you like take a small time every weekend to actually like change and tweak the settings a little bit, and maybe close some pairs if it's recommended, because like dollar right now it's doing some funny things. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think like it has been a good journey. We
Definitely.
have, and I mean, if Simon's happy, then I'm happy, and that's what all matters. And I mean, we have already multiple people in our like Oak Mountain Capital's private community who use these trading software tools, and in future we want to actually find another like wealth generating tools as well for like crypto market, also some like courses how to actually trade yourself. and with smart money concept, actually understand how this Forex market moves, who makes it move, and how they trade, and try to do the same, moving their moves, let's say like that. And yeah, like a lot of things are coming, and guys, like this project was created completely to help each and everybody in this community, and to actually make like a community effect that everybody actually will meet and find new, relationships, business partners, and can network and actually build something for the future for us all in this private community. So just keep that in mind. These Forex trading software tools are just one thing right now which are working. I mean, like my own story, like I was in Estonia and I found these things, and now I'm at Bali, living in four floor villa. So I mean, with friends who also trade Forex, and we really like push manual trading today, but also like we use this Forex software which trades for us. But I mean, yeah, I can never say everything in like nothing in life is out completely automatic. So I don't want to use that word. I mean, like doesn't matter where you invest, like it takes still, you have to look at your portfolios. Is it stocks? Is it, Forex? Is it like real estate? Like nothing is completely passive, I mean.
Yeah, and I think that's super important that you take this time every week, and you adjust your settings. You understand a bit better every week what you're doing, and to then like just see like if you have the time, do the manual part. If you don't have the time, at least put a little bit time in it to understand it, and be safe.
Absolutely. But I think here's where we end. I think thank you, Simon, for your time, for sharing your story. I think like many people, I don't know if they don't have time or they just don't know if it works. So I mean, like maybe this can help them to know that it actually works and it's possible for everybody who really like wants to learn, and who is willing to take maybe 1 hour per week, in the weekend, maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday, and really like change some settings, that it's possible to use Forex market as a wealth creation tool. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in and checking this interview with me and Simon, and we thank you all.
Thanks. Bye.